Welcome to the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Watch buyers and enthusiasts are constantly bragging about their understanding of the different luxury watch brands they have grown to recognize. But not all of them are created equal. Bigger brands of luxury watches are of course worth more than their hype. While plenty of these watches are absolute classics, others are returners who deserve more attention than they get. Talking about the underappreciated luxury watches appears to require some context, as the term can be controversial and subject to interpretation, because it depends on how the public anticipates the release of these models and how the watch enthusiasts give their honest opinions about the luxury watches that are sold in the market. If there is one factor that characterizes today's watch market, it's the value of its hype. Now that investment opportunity is playing a larger role in timepiece collecting than ever before, we are always seeing sides of the business. Consumers, retailers, manufacturers, and media sources focus on a few hot models. After all, several more excellent timepieces slip under the radar and deserve more recognition than they receive. In today's video brought to you by The Luxury World, we will dive into the list of some underrated luxury timepieces in the market that deserve more credit and attention. If you still haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. Let's get started. What comes into your mind when you think of popular models of timepieces that are well known among watch collectors and enthusiasts all over the world? For sure, you would think of the Rolex Submariner, Omega Speedmaster, Patek Philippe Nautilus, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, and other lists of famous watches that you can think of. But for today, we will be discovering some of the few watches with names and stories to complement the biggest name in the luxury watch brands, but still have yet to stake their claim on the watch industry. Breitling Navitimer 806. First on the list is known as the sophisticated calculator. This came from the Swiss chronometer company known as Breitling. Navitimer is known for its special features that enables users to measure speed, fuel usage, altitude, and descent rates. But those are just only some of the many calculations that the Navitimer can perform. The Navitimer serves as a pilot's watch by Breitling, and it was first introduced in 1952. The Navitimer, including its multifaceted slide rule bezel, is regarded as being one of the most advanced pilot's watches ever created. It used to be a must-have tool for professional aircraft pilots all over the world. The renowned chronograph's name is a combination of the words navigation and timer. The reference 806, which was produced in 1959, is one of the most popular models for Navitimers. Even though this vintage modified version is popular among collectors today, prices have remained reasonable. The Breitling Navitimer 806 has a 41mm stainless steel case, as well as a reverse panda dial along with a black background with white subdials at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. The Navitimer 806 has a synthesized crystal to protect its dial, as it had been a requirement for functional tool watches at the time. The Venus 178 caliber is used in the majority of examples. This mechanical column wheel chronograph mobility had also been manufactured by Fabrique de Bouche Venue SA and is now considered an antique. It was produced between the early 1940s and the mid-1960s. It not only shows the time, but it also has a chronograph component with 12-hour and 30-minute counters, as well as small seconds. The balance operates at a relaxed pace of 18,000 vibrations per hour, along with a power reserve of 45 hours. Over the last 12 years, the classic Breitling Navitimer reference 806 has had a fairly consistent financial performance. In the middle of 2010, you could have one of those same watches used for around $3,000. The same watch, however, will cost closer to $5,000 during the latter half of 2022. In terms of percentage, that equates to a 66% increase in value. If you like the sleek look of the Navitimer reference 806, but you are looking for something a little more practical for everyday use, consider the Breitling Navitimer 806 1959 re-edition from 2019. This timepiece has done well enough in recent years. The re-edition, which was limited to only 1,959 pieces, has increased in value by nearly 25% in the last 2 years. Although the measurement and visual appear are nearly similar to the previous version of the watch, the latest watch is completely technologically upgraded to date thanks to modern manufacturing processes. The watch is powered by a manual in-house caliber B09, which is an increased amount of 28,800 vibrations per hour and a power reserve of 70 hours. Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. Next on the list is known as the first watch with a reversible case. Jaeger-LeCoultre, a Swiss luxury watchmaker, is intimately connected to the company's most popular model, which is the Reverso. This watch was initially designed for polo players in the early 1930s. The reversible case of the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso allowed users to swap the dial side down, helping to protect it from impacts on the field. The innovative design rendered cracked watch glass obsolete, at least on the sports field. Over the years, the Reverso established itself as a perfect luxury timepiece for eminent personalities from a variety of fields. This brand is experimented with innovative materials and impressive complications, such as the magnificent platinum Reverso Gyro Tourbillon II. Having said that, the Reverso collection has always kept a simple basic model in stock, including the stainless steel Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Classique reference 250.8.86. This watch, measuring 23 by 38 millimeters, is an ideal gender-neutral choice with that iconic 1930s style. It's a timepiece in the classic sense, with its simple two-hand screen for hours and minutes. The watch's designated appearance is completed by Arabic numerals and a center minute track, including the feature of the reversible case as well. The in-house caliber 846 or 846/1, which Jaeger-LeCoultre has been manufacturing since the mid-1970s, is housed inside the watch's chrome bumper case. The manual caliber operates at a moderate speed of 21,600 vibrations per hour and has a power reserve of 40 hours. Cartier Santos. Many of these watch enthusiasts might already know this fact. However, some people may be surprised to discover that Cartier Santos has 3 superlatives towards its name. This model is known as the world's first pilot watch. This was also the world's first men's wristwatch, and it's Cartier's earliest line. In 1904, the model Santos was designed by the French luxury watch and fine jewelry producer for Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont. Because round pocket watches are indeed the norm back then, the Santos, with its square case and novel integrated grips, was a complete sensation. Some of the key design elements are the large Roman numerals and the distinct locomotive minute track in the center point of the dial. These have remained unchanged up to this day. Cartier has introduced a variety of different iterations of this timepiece over the years, experimenting with different case materials such as gold and titanium and incorporating numerous complications including a chronograph, moon phase, and rotating bezel. Every version has been a success. However, the Cartier Santos 100XL with reference 2656, which was released in 2004 to commemorate the model's 100th anniversary, still remains standing out through the crowd. Although the dial layout stayed consistent with the traditional Santos, the case was enlarged to 38 by 51 millimeters. This watch is substantially bigger than the original and is especially suited for larger wrists. The Cartier 049 caliber focused on the tried and proven ETA 2892-2, which also powers the Santos 100XL. The Motion has a power reserve of 42 hours and runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour. The watch is still somewhat average in its specialty technologically speaking, but still, its top-notch build quality, legendary history, and charisma consider giving it an edge, not to acknowledge its strong financial performance. Tag Heuer Monaco. Finally, the square icon from Tag Heuer Monaco is known because their watch has a square case, a blue dial, and a crown on the left side. While you imagine the Tag Heuer Monaco from 1969, you can't help but think of Steve McQueen, the charming Hollywood star and racing driver. In fact, it was the King of Cool who popularized the chronograph by trying to wear it in the classic movie Le Mans in 1971. As a side note, the timepiece featured in the film was always the Tag Heuer Monaco 1133B. The Monaco model was designed by Jack Heuer, the great-grandson of the brand's founder Edward Heuer. The model was one of the very first manual chronographs. The caliber 11, also widely recognized as the chronomatic caliber, had been based on a Burin movement and featured a Dubois de Pram micro-rotor and chronograph module. The left-sided crown was not a layout fad, but rather a necessity due to the movement's modular design. Soon after, the caliber 12 movement was introduced, allowing for a more traditional setup with the crown on the right. Tag Heuer has released numerous variations of Monaco over the years. One particular version, the reference CAW211P.FC6356, among the most sought-after Monaco references, seems to be very close to the 1969 original in terms of size and color. Insiders refer to this watch as the Tag Heuer Monaco Steve McQueen, and it has a blue dial with white subdials at 3 and 9 o'clock. Furthermore, the index is applied horizontally rather than vertically as is customary. The most noticeable feature is definitely the left-sided crown. The Tag Heuer Caliber 11, which would be based on the Sellita SW300, allows for this positioning. The watch has a power reserve of 40 hours thanks to the 28,800 vibrations per hour of movement. The watch comes with a fashionable perforated black leather strap. What do you think of the underrated watches listed in this video? Do they really deserve more attention? We would like to see your answers and opinions in the comment section below. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too. Don't forget to follow us and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is The Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next videos.